What's up, people? My name's Avanish, Hegde, watching Sportingly Social. And today's Tuesday. You know what that means? I give you all a roundup of the sport which is happening in the world. I'm talking about the IPL, I'm talking about Lionel Messi and where will he go, and of course, the US Open. The Grand Slam of the year is here finally, despite all the COVID-19 regulations. So, lots to digest, lots in the show. Here's a quick glimpse of what's to expect.
The IPL is just warming up, with temperatures soaring. We tell you about the big league. And of course, Lionel Messi, where's he going to go? He's certainly on his way out. And of course, Manchester United's latest target, Donny Van Der Beek. We tell you more about him. Not before I get chatted with the tennis fans, which is Karan and Pranav, talking all things about the US Open, which kickstarted on Monday.
Right, so let's kickstart the show with cricket. And we'll start with the IPL because there's so many things going on in Dubai right now. It's hard to really understand what exactly is that and what isn't. Now let's start with the Chennai Super Kings because of course they've not had the best of tournaments so far, even without it being started. Suresh Raina being sent home due to some sort of personal reason. Now we know that personal reason was some sort of feud that he had with the Chennai Super Kings team members in one of the hotels in Dubai. Of course, we do pay condolences to his family, also having heard that his uncle was shot as well. But moving on to the grander scheme of things. Now we understand that the tournament's going to be starting on the 19th of September to the 10th of November. But the Mumbai Indians vs Chennai Super Kings fixture, which is the first game of the IPL, is apparently in hot soup. Now the reason I say this is because Chennai Super Kings need another 14 days to be in quarantine, after which they will train and of course get to the grounds to practice as well. But other teams, for example Mumbai Indians and Kolkata Knight Riders, who by the way are the only two teams being stationed in Abu Dhabi compared to the other 6 franchisees who are all based in Dubai. And the BCCI President Saurav Ganguly said that the first 20 games odd could be held in Dubai because there are different COVID rules for the different Emirates, which is Abu Dhabi and Dubai. But other franchisees have also made their concerns heard. The fact that they're losing money, they're being penny wise, pound foolish according to a BCCI source. They also say that the Chennai Super Kings should be naming those 13 members who were tested positive for COVID-19. So plenty to still digest. Also, last but certainly not least, many people wondering about the schedule of IPL 2020. Now, going by the May-April tournament, which was scheduled earlier this year, the schedule of that is out, but will there be any changes penciled in by the BCCI and the IPL? Only time will tell. But as of now, it's building up slowly but surely to the IPL, so watch the space because I'm going to bring you everything that you need to know when the Slam Bang tournament gets underway. From the IPL, we move on to Messi, Lionel Messi, because this man is the talk of the town, like I said. He has been, of course, rumoured to leave Barcelona. Now we understand that is true. There is a clause which needs to be triggered. There are so many clubs in the hunt for him. You talk about Manchester City with Pep Guardiola. Is that the most inevitable link? PSG and Neymar, considering it's tax-free for Messi, of course. Or could it be Inter Milan, where apparently he was spotted with his wife and other family members in Milan, and also is close to the Inter Milan president, for example. So there are certain things that cloud over Messi's future. There are very interesting tweets, social media handles which have gone on to take the piss out of this whole equation. You take a look at cricket franchisees or the basketball ones, or be it even a couple of German fans in Stuttgart coming up with a 900 million fundraiser to get the Argentine superstar. So lots has gone on in the last week or so, especially with Lionel Messi saying that he'd like to leave the club. Of course, Barcelona themselves are in dire straits with Luis Suarez going to go to Inter Miami, Arturo Vidal hitting out and making a scathing attack on the remaining players, and of course the president himself, who's been associated with the club for a long time, might be ousted due to Messi's exit. So what will happen in the space we don't know, but Messi is certainly not reported for training, which was on Monday in Catalan, in Barcelona I should say, and also to be really mindful of other transfers going along. Messi is the one to hog all the limelight. So my prediction in this is unfortunately is going to be coming to Manchester. I say unfortunate because it's going to be the noisy neighbours and not Man United. Right, so speaking about Man United, of course they've been in doldrums in the transfer market, so to speak, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been scratching his head. Remember, Jadon Sancho didn't really work out for us. Only time will tell if he can seal that deal in time to come? What about Jack Grealish? Aston Villa's really playing hardball with Manchester United because they do know that technically Jack Grealish might be on his way to Old Trafford. But one man who certainly made all the headlines in the last 48 hours to 72 hours is, of course, the man from Holland, Donny Van Der Beek, the Ajax midfielder, the attacking midfielder that he is, has been linked with Manchester United for a £40 million move, which is, a bargain. Given the current scenario, I think United really are crying out for a midfielder, considering Fred has been linked with the Turkish giants Galatasaray, and of course, there is a little bit of all legs in that particular area of the park for Manchester United with Matic and Nata. So you need some fresh energy, you need a couple of good signings. Jack Grealish is someone that I'd really like. Maybe he can fit in the formation and the philosophy of Solskjaer. Donny Van Der Beek too. Many people have had their say on Twitter and other social media handles whether he'll be the perfect number 3 in terms of Pogba, Bruno and then Donny Van Der Beek. Only time will tell, because we do have bench strength, but we need a second 11 which can compete in other competitions. Now, of course, we understand the Premier League will be the whole focus for Manchester United this season, but they need to get a couple of star signings. In my personal opinion, Donny Van Der Beek is a sensational buy. It's a bargain, like I said. Jack Grealish, if we can get in as well, it'll be brilliant. And that, I'm considering a cost about just over 100 million for both of them. And in this market, that's a real steal, especially with what United have been paying in the last, say, 24 months. Or maybe beyond that. So that's the United news, but it doesn't certainly trump Messi, because he's certainly going to be making all the headlines. Watch this space if you're a Red Devil fan. Right, finally, it is tennis time, and I've not said that the whole year this year. Remember, the Australian Open was cancelled, the Wimbledon was cancelled. Was the Australian Open cancelled? The Wimbledon was cancelled. The French Open has been pushed back, but the US Open starts, and what better way to talk about tennis with two of my pals who've been watching tennis for more than a decade now. Pranav Krishna and Karan Seth join us in this chat, which is small but very apt. Thanks, boys, for joining us right now. The fact of the matter remains, first tennis Grand Slam of the year. It's been a weird year sport-wise. Prani, what's your first reaction to the US Open being staged, let alone the tournament?
I don't feel that aura, that excitement this time, because the crowds won't be there. The rules are changing. It's just, and so many players have backed out. Like Federer, Nadal, these guys are not playing, and without them, it's just not a Grand Slam. Okay, as Djokovic is playing, and I'm super excited about that. But without the big names, it's not the same thing.
Yeah, the fact that even you take a look at certain players, like you said, Djokovic, he has a great chance to make it 18. When we talk about Serena Williams at 24 has just been elusive for a while now. Karan, what do you reckon this US Open 2020 will be remembered for? Will it be, like Tony said, no fans, that sound of silence which looms large in the world's biggest tennis stadium at the Arthur Ashe? I mean, it's just unprecedented times, isn't it?
I mean, definitely it is, but as you see the world opening up, right, you have to go in tandem with what's actually happening. There's a lot of things dependent on the tournament happening, whether it's sponsorships, whether it's just a variety of things that the US Open brings to the city of New York itself. So I think it'll be fine. Tennis is a sport where you don't need those many people, or the absence is not going to be felt as much as in other sports like cricket or football. So I think it'll be fine. It's more important to get the players playing these Grand Slams and not actually avoiding them, just because of the kind of impact it has on the rankings, on people's forms. So it's important that the show must go on, and that's what's happening everywhere around us.
Yeah, and the biggest headline is, of course, the players not participating. We talk about the defending champion Nadal, he's not there. Federer's not there. Of course, gives Djokovic a great chance. But then the other names, such as maybe Del Potro, Nick Kyrgios, you look at these big names not being there. Is it going to be more watchable this time, Prani? Because when we're taking a look at projected quarterfinals, for example, I have this in mind, and bear with me, guys, it could be way off. But I've gone with Novak Djokovic, David Goffin. And these are the seeds, mind y'all, to just give y'all more perspective. Djokovic seeded number 1, of course. Dominic Thiem, 2. Daniil Medvedev, who made the final with Nadal, 3. Tsitsipas, the Greek man who's just been making a riot in the tennis circuit, 4. Then you have Zverev, 5. Berrettini, 6. Bautista Agut 7th, and David Goffin 8th. So do you really see anyone giving Djokovic a run for their money, or will it be smooth sailing?
Can't really say. Djokovic kind of tired also right after, because the Cincinnati just got over and he won that. He played Bautista Agut in the semi and then Raonic in the final. So grueling matches. He'll be tired for sure, but I think he should be able to make it through to the final stages. About the fact that whether it's going to be exciting, I've told you before also, like the next gen is just not performing. Like they're not showing what they're made of. Like Dominic Thiem went out in the first round. Tsitsipas lost to, I think, Raonic. Then this one, Zverev also lost out. So it's just disappointing to see the new crop coming up. Whereas I'm really happy about Andy Murray being back. After his big injury, him being back, it'll be exciting to see him.
Yeah, the fact that the 2012 champion returns, I mean, we've not heard the big four, Karan, in a while because it's been the big three, of course. But does Murray have any sniff of winning the competition? Karan shaking his head there. Karan, would you agree with him?
I mean, I don't think anyone has a chance against Djokovic right now apart from Nadal. So when you have that kind of a stat glaring at your face, if everything was fit and hunky-dory, I don't think Murray coming back from such a big layoff is going to challenge Djokovic. I think if that does happen in some case scenario, then I think it's just going to be very funny because I don't expect Djokovic to go out of form just coming back in Andy Murray.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, let's just finish on that man, Novak Djokovic, because Serena Williams, of course, has her due credit in this tournament. All eyes will be on her. But more importantly, with Novak Djokovic really hitting the peak of his career, maybe it's fair to say that Federer and Nadal just have another couple of years left in them. Where could this man end up, Pranav, in the sense that he's on number 18 if he gets it this time around? Can you see him probably reach the best ever tally in terms of slams?
You can't say these things because you have to take it year after year. Every year the situation changes. The injuries are take a toll. Like Federer's out. Like last time Federer was out, he came back, won 2 Grand Slams the next year. So really can't say. This year, yes, he's on a 23-match winning streak. US Open is open. Like it's literally open for him right now. So number 18 should be coming, and hopefully the French Open after that.
And Karan, would you play devil's advocate here and say an underdog to take it? Probably Pep Djokovic at the post, or do you see it a simple winner for him as well?
So I think I've always taken the view that Djokovic is going to falter somewhere along the line. But just looking at the kind of crop that we have is it's just not, for me as a person who doesn't want Djokovic to win as well, can really sit at ease and be like, there could be an underdog. I think even the Cincinnati Masters showed that. I mean, if you win 6-1 in the first set in the final, you don't just fold like a pack of cards. And I think that's a constant theme throughout. I don't think Thiem or Medvedev have anything that puts forward a case for them to take Djokovic out.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see because Medvedev, of course, came so close last year, but then, of course, Nadal whipped him. But it's good chatting with you boys. Of course, Karan's a Federer fan, to give all your viewers some perspective and why he was disagreeing with Pranav over there, who's definitely in the Novak corner. But pleasure to, of course, talk to you all. And quick prediction in terms of men's winner, women's winner. We'll start with you. Is it going to be Djokovic, Serena, Prani?
If Djokovic is winning, Serena, I'm not so sure of. And I'm sorry, I can't make a picture who's going to win in the women's tennis because it's so erratic, volatile. You never know who's going to come up.
Okay, fair. And Karan, you?
I mean, the obvious choice for men is going to be Djokovic this time around. In the women's segment, I definitely think that Serena has it easy for her. But I think the player to watch out for, in my opinion, is definitely going to be Victoria Azarenka. She's in form right now. So I'm hoping that this time around, she actually doesn't disappoint us like she's done many a times in the past. And also, I think Venus Williams, she's got a new coach. A lot of people are talking about how she's looking like a changed tennis player. So I'm excited to see if, she's going to actually be a hurdle for her sister because they're going to meet in the third or the fourth round. And I think in between both of them, you have Azarenka and Coco Gauff as well. So exciting bottom half of the draw.
Yeah, definitely. I'd want Coco Gauff to win it. Some young talent.
We've not mentioned Naomi Osaka. We've not mentioned, of course, the other US compatriots such as Madison Keys and Kenin as well, who's seeded second, by the way. So it could be a real pick and mix, like Ronnie said, but that's what makes sport really intriguing at the end of the day. So thanks, guys, for tuning in and, of course, talking to me on Sportingly Social. Much more from both of them. Ronnie, of course, making his debut today, but Cullen's been there with the Red Devils before. So good to have you all. See you all soon, and hope this tennis tournament is something of anything. Cheers.
Right, so that was talking tennis with them in terms of the US Open. What could be a great tournament. Still remember, no fans, no Nadal, no Federer, but it still is exciting for all tennis lovers around the world. Who will win it? Maybe it's Djokovic, maybe it's Serena, maybe a completely different winner altogether. But that's what makes sports interesting and intriguing, and that's what makes Sportingly Social the best place to catch all the latest gossip. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Have fun. We'll see you the next Tuesday. And of course, throughout the week, there'll be plenty of content. By the way, before you go, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, because I've been reading my analytics and I've seen all you guys who watch my show don't subscribe. So please, if you guys are one of them, subscribe. We're trying to hit 500 before my birthday. And if you guys don't know what that is, just probably Google that. Well, thanks to me.